All right, the mayor of Baltimore calling it the city's darkest day after hours of riots and looting, 144 charred cars, 20 burned buildings, and more than a dozen police officers hurt. And while many are tying the protest to police brutality, our next guest says this violence is a symptom of something much bigger. Let's find out from psychiatrist, Fox News contributor, Dr. Keith Ablow. Dr. Keith, what's bigger than the actual violence itself with Freddie Gray?
Well, listen, psychiatry is the business of why. Why does something happen? And certainly police brutality could upset people and make people feel disenfranchised, but it doesn't lead to the burning of a city. What I would, theorize leads to the burning of a city is self-hatred turned outwards. These folks who are rioting have very little in the way of self-esteem. They have very little in the way of forward momentum. Now, you can argue about, well, what are all the factors that lead to this? But the bottom line is this explosive outburst has been brewing inside them for a long time. It didn't come from outside. Factors, single-parent families, that's part of it. Entitlements is part of it. Other, blockages to them feeling effective, sure, those are part of it too. But they have to look inside and say, why am I so enraged? Because there are lots of roots to addressing inequalities in society other than burning down buildings and cars.
Right. So I want you to take a look in your monitor and just look at the Geraldo stand-up. For the longest time, the people of Baltimore say, you guys are ignoring us. We can't get our voices heard. Here's Geraldo with the national television viewership watching, and they're jumping in front of his camera, shouting him down, screaming over him. Aren't they cutting their own knees out?
Well, sure, but listen, tantruming, I hate to say it, but tantruming reminds us of what? It's childlike behavior commandeered by adults who then destroy big things, not playthings. And the bottom line is we've created a large number of people in this country who don't feel effective. One reason is they're hostage to the entitlements that are given to them, and they may not realize it. But the bottom line is that they've been rendered ineffective. They're very angry, I would say. It would make me angry if I had to choose between getting my life started, getting a job, feeling effective, or getting my check. And which is what a lot of people choose between. That is very maddening.
The job is self-esteem. And real quick, we see that mom, the cover of most newspapers, especially the New York Post today, take on her son with some physical punishment, ripping him off the riot line and back into the house. Is this good parenting?
Well, look, I think it's good parenting in the moment, but I would ask that mom, listen, should we sit down and talk? What happened that led your son to the streets? Because he's going to say it's police brutality. I'm going to say something or a number of things transpired in that house that led him to feel ineffective or unloved or both. I don't know their story. But the bottom line is that young man is not on the streets to protest police brutality. He's expressing his own self-hatred, self-loathing, and it's exploding out of him.
Wow, and that's what we're seeing. Dr. Keith Ablow, we covered a lot of ground. Thanks so much.
All right, Brian, take care.